So imagine this. You're pulling in six figures a year, living in this gorgeous downtown apartment, driving a luxury car, and, posting photos from absolutely incredible vacations. From the outside, you look like you have completely made it. But behind closed doors, you literally have zero in your bank account, and you're terrified of missing even a single paycheck. It's a shocking paradox, right? But it's actually incredibly common in America today. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to break down this exact phenomenon. We are digging into the hidden cost of lifestyle inflation and really figuring out why so many high earners stay completely broke. I want to throw this question directly at you right out of the gate. Why do so many high earners stay completely broke? Seriously, think about it for a second. It just doesn't seem to make mathematical sense, does it? Like, if you make more money, you should inherently just have more money. Well, today we're going to solve this core mystery. We're going to look at exactly why a massive paycheck absolutely does not automatically equal real lasting wealth. Which brings us to part one, the high earner paradox. Okay, let's dive right into lifestyle inflation. Basically, this is the phenomenon where your spending increases at the exact same rate as your income. Honestly, it is a silent wealth killer. It happens so gradually that most of us don't even realize it's happening. You get a $5,000 raise and suddenly you decide you quote-unquote need a $5,000 vacation. Or you get a promotion and suddenly that perfectly fine car you've been driving just isn't good enough anymore. Before you know it, your income has literally doubled, but your bank account hasn't grown by a single cent. All because your lifestyle just swallowed every extra dollar. Let's move on to part two, a tale of two earners. To really picture this, consider two hypothetical people making the exact same salary but taking completely different paths. Let's say earner A and earner B both just landed a massive promotion. They're now both making $100,000 a year. But look at the difference in their approach here. Earner A upgrades their lifestyle with every single raise they get. Earner B, on the other hand, maintains their current lifestyle and invests the difference. Let's break down the math and see how this actually looks on a day-to-day basis. Take a look at earner A's budget. Their basic needs, stuff like groceries and utilities, take up a perfectly reasonable 30%. But look at that massive 70% chunk taking over for upgraded wants. That is the brand new car payment, the move to the luxury high-rise, the expensive dinners to celebrate the new job title. And as for savings, it doesn't even exist. It's just a big, fat 0%. Earner A walked right into the lifestyle inflation trap. I mean, they look super rich to all their friends for sure, but financially, they're walking a tightrope without a net. Now, earner B is playing a totally different game. They keep their basic needs at that exact same 30%, but notice how they maintain their wants at 40%. They don't go out and upgrade the car, they stay in their perfectly comfortable apartment. And because of that incredible discipline, they've managed to carve out a massive 30% chunk of their income that goes straight into investments. Earner B is taking that exact same income, but directing a huge piece of it toward actually securing their future. All right, part three, the psychology of spending. You see, it really all boils down to one fundamental misunderstanding: confusing a high income with actual wealth. Our society basically trains us to look at a high salary and think, wow, I finally made it. But a paycheck is just an income stream. If 100% of that stream flows right back out the front door to pay for a fancy lifestyle, you aren't wealthy. You're literally just a high-volume pipeline for cash. The psychological trap here is believing that the big paycheck automatically makes you rich, which causes you to let your guard down and spend freely. We completely forget that wealth is actually what you keep, not what you make. If we map this out, you can clearly see the specific psychological shifts required to stop staying broke. Over on the left, we've got common money mistakes: instant gratification, buying status symbols, and spending the raise. That is the mindset of earner A. It feels great in the moment, right? It gives you that quick hit of dopamine. But over on the right, look at the wealth-building habits: delayed gratification, buying income-producing assets instead of depreciating cars, and investing the raise. Look, this is hard. It requires real mental fortitude to say no today so you can have freedom tomorrow. But the shift in habits is exactly what separates the fake rich from the actually wealthy. Which leads us beautifully into part four, the compound interest advantage. They call compound interest the eighth wonder of the world for a reason. Simply put, it means earning interest on your initial savings and then earning interest on that interest over time. It's basically your money making money, and then that new money going out and making even more money. It creates this incredible snowball effect. Over a long timeline, this turns consistent, disciplined saving into explosive exponential wealth. When you actually project this out over time, the difference is just staggering. On the left is Earner A's net worth, just a low, flat bar. They have cool stuff, they have nice photos for social media, but they have zero real net worth. But on the right, Earner B's wealth is literally reaching for the sky. Because they avoided lifestyle inflation and let compound interest do its job, this is the massive, life-changing gap between our two earners after a few decades. Earner B hasn't just bought things, they have bought financial freedom.
Okay, let's get practical. Part 5. Wealth Building Strategies.
So, how do we actually do this? Here are 3 highly effective steps you can start taking right now to emulate Earner B. Step 1. Track and budget every dollar. You cannot manage what you do not measure. You need to know exactly where your money is going. Step 2. Automate your savings and investments. Do not rely on your own willpower at the end of the month. Set up your accounts so a portion of your paycheck goes straight to your investments before you even see it. And step 3. Cap your lifestyle upgrades. When you get a raise, make a hard rule to save at least 50% of the new money. That way, you still get a small reward for your hard work, but you are also aggressively paying your future self. Because here is the harsh truth of the matter. You absolutely have to break the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle on purpose. Building wealth is an active, highly intentional habit. It is never, ever an accident of a high salary. If you just drift along doing what everyone else does in our consumer-driven culture, you are going to end up exactly like Earner A. You have to consciously choose to step off the lifestyle inflation treadmill. I absolutely love this perspective, and it brings us to such a crucial lesson. Wealth is what you don't see. It's the cars not purchased, the upgrades declined, and the investments growing in the background. Being wealthy really isn't about flashing designer brands or driving the newest luxury vehicle. It's about the quiet, invisible security of a growing investment portfolio that gives you options, peace of mind, and ultimately, your time back. So the blueprint is sitting right in front of us, but it requires a choice. When your next raise comes, you have to decide if you're going to instantly upgrade your life to look rich right now, ensuring you stay broke behind the scenes, or if you'll show the discipline to invest the difference, leverage compound interest, and actually become wealthy later. So I'll leave you with one final question to think about. Will you choose to be Earner A or Earner B? The choice is entirely yours. If you found this explainer helpful and you want to keep building the habits of Earner B, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Now get out there and start putting those wealth-building habits into practice.